Well, hello friends. I want to say welcome to a new season of C Groups. And I know that you're just getting rolling along. So listen, if you're just kind of getting back into C Groups, or this is maybe your first time, can I just say that I'm incredibly proud of you. You've done something pretty difficult. You've probably been a little bit nervous coming into somebody's house tonight, or maybe you're like a little bit nervous because you're having people in your house. You got to get it all cleaned up so that they think this is the way you live all the time. And we know the truth. That's not the way it always is. But I just wanted to say thank you for being brave, whether you're a host or whether you're attending. Thank you for doing the hard thing and working through some fear and coming into this C group. Now listen, I think it's going to be worth your while. But like most things, you're going to get out of C group what you put into C group. So let me give you just some advice. I scribbled some advice here on my iPhone that I give you. Here's 5 tips to get the best experience that you can out of C group. Number 1 is this: give. When you're in C group, don't come to give, like contribute to the conversation, contribute to your group, all right? You don't have to sit back and be silent. That would be number 1. Number 2, I would say, take. It's okay to take. Be a good receiver. Here's what often happens is that C groups will be together, and after they're together for a bit, friendships begin to develop, and then you're sharing with your C group, and you'll find that maybe you have some challenges, and people will say, well, let me help you out with that. The first response is to say, no, I've got that. Can I encourage you to take? Now don't overtake, but be a taker. So I was in C group in the last season that we had, and I had a C group of guys, and we were going through some challenges, and my guys would say, hey, what can we do to help you? What can we do to help you? What can we do to help you? And because I'm not a very good taker, I would say, no, nothing, no. You don't worry about it. I've got everything under control. I don't want to bother you. And finally they kept pushing in, and I said, well, okay. Here's a list of things that I need done around my house. And so on a couple Saturdays, these guys came over and were working in my yard and tearing out trees and doing all kinds of stuff. But to get to that point, I had to allow myself to be a taker, which felt really weird. As a matter of fact, one of the guys said, hey, I do some landscaping. And I said, well, I've been wanting to do landscaping in the front, but I don't have the time or resources right now. And he came over in one afternoon, like totally landscaped the front of my house. And so now every time I walk in my house, I get to see the result of somebody in my C group giving, and see the result of me saying, okay, I'm going to humble myself and I'm going to take. So can I encourage you to be a taker? Now, don't be a mooch. There's a difference between being a mooch and a taker, okay? But a lot of us don't take very well, so maybe you could take. So first one would be to give. The second one would be to take. Here's another piece of advice to get the most out of your C group. Be vulnerable. Like, I know you're looking around right now to everybody in the room, and you're like, well, they have it all together. Here's what I know about everybody in your C group. They do not have it all together. Okay? I guarantee you they don't have it together, and you don't either. So be vulnerable. You can share some of your struggles, share some of your questions. Don't feel like you have to know the answer to everything, okay? Not everybody has it together, and it's okay. Here's the 4th thing. Follow up with each other outside of your group. It's real important. Your C group really goes beyond just the time that you're meeting. So take some time and follow up with each other with a text or an email, just saying, hey, praying for you. Hey, how are things going this week? Okay, so make sure you're taking it outside a group. And finally, here's the thing. This is going to be a little bit difficult. Can I encourage you, just the way that you pushed yourself today, that you would continue to push yourself in terms of being involved in C group. And not only just showing up, but pushing yourself in some different avenues. So, in this whole season, we're in studying around this theme of soul awakening, in that our soul needs to come alive and needs to come awake. And to do that, sometimes we've got to jolt ourselves a little bit. So when my alarm goes off every morning, I just don't automatically roll out of bed and be like, wow, I've had a great amount of sleep. Everything is awesome. I'm ready to hit the day. Sometimes my mind has to scream to my body, wake up, and I have to push myself to get up. So can I encourage you in this season to push your soul? There's going to be different events that we have, different prayer events. Can I encourage you to push your soul to get to those events? Different worship events. Push your soul to get to those events. There's going to be some times, even around in the living room that you're in the C group, where you're going to say, I don't know if I should say something or not say something, and I don't know if I should be vulnerable. Can I encourage you to push yourself? So I think if you'll put all those things into C group, I think you can get some good things out of them, right? So make sure you're a giver. Make sure you're a taker, make sure you're vulnerable, and make sure you follow up with each other outside the group, and make sure that you push yourself. I'm pretty excited for you because some of the greatest spiritual growth experiences I have had has been with a group, a smaller group of people. So your C group has the potential to surround you and for your soul to come awake. And so my great prayer for all of us in this season is that our soul would come awake to the things of God.